So it's been a pretty eventful last few days. Not really, bro. I didn't trade for 4 days. I didn't trade Thursday because of the holiday. I didn't trade Friday. I didn't trade Saturday. I didn't trade Sunday, but I traded today. Today was pretty fun, not gonna lie. Not the best day I wanted, but eventually we did get the move that we were looking for. Overall, okay day. I'm gonna go ahead and break down each and every trade for you guys. But I do want to explain to you guys why it's important not to trade every single day. Because as a trader, you have the freedom to not trade. You have the freedom to just do whatever you want sometimes and just stay away from the charts if you feel like you have to. Now I didn't feel like I had to stay away from the charts, but I knew that it was a bank holiday and I knew that there was some news on Friday, so I just decided not to trade. Move on to the next trading week, and that's what we are in today. I think that a lot of people want to be in a position day after day, every single day, but it's just not the way to become a profitable trader. So let's hop on the charts and show you guys exactly what we did, how we caught the trades that we caught. Maybe it can teach you guys exactly how to catch the same exact trades on your own. So I just recorded a 10-minute video and it turns out that it wasn't recording. We're gonna still get into it. I'm literally just gonna say I'm not doing the video anymore, but I still believe that you guys deserve the video. So let's go hop right into gold over here, which is where we started the night. On the hourly time frame, this is what we were looking at. We noticed that price started to come down and tap into our area of interest, which our area of interest is sitting right over here. Price had that impulse, price came back down because we never actually formed a level of support at this level. So now price comes down and starts to give me that reject. We also have a bullish engulfing close here on the hourly time frame, which did give us sentiment that price could go bullish. A target zone was right over here, and definitely another target zone was just sitting right over here, because if you notice, price comes down and rejects that zone to get a push up, but then price stays below it and rejects the zone to go down. So this is a level here that we need to start thinking about taking our profits if we are looking for buy positions. Now if we're looking for sell positions, I wasn't looking for sells underneath this area here. I was really looking for sells underneath this zone over here, because that's where we can get clear confirmations that market structure is breaking, because we have a higher low and a higher low. If we break two higher lows in market structure, we should look to see a pretty nice push to the downside. Price does start to come down and reject this area. Bullish engulfing close, so I was already thinking buy position. So now we go up to the 30-minute time frame, and on the 30-minute time frame we start to get a rejection wick to the downside. So that's another clue that price can easily start to come back up. On the 15-minute time frame we get a bullish candle close, respecting the previous low. So this could be higher low structure sitting at this level, and that's exactly what we decided to go down to the 5-minute time frame. And on the 5-minute time frame, you guys can see something happening here as well. We have that bullish engulfing close on the hourly, and now we're getting a bullish engulfing close right over here too. So what I did was just wait for price to come down. I didn't execute on the position just yet. I executed off a retracement here, which is right there. We executed based off that little confirmation right there. Stop loss went below here, and then we just looked to target these highs up here. Now the reason why I wanted to target these highs up here is just due to the fact that price comes back up to this area here. We also had rejections, and this is like a point of reversal in the market. So if I do want to catch a winning position on this trade, I need to go for a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio and then just look to close some of the positions. So I was just looking to target these highs up here. Now price decides to come back up, tap me out at right there. I closed 50% of my positions and move stops to break even, and then I was looking to target that 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. Unfortunately, price didn't decide to go all the way up there. We decided to hold that level there, but you guys do know I usually go for 1-to-2 risk reward ratios all the time, but there has to be a reason to go for a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. If we have a zone that we have previous rejections at, that we could previously reject here, that tells me a lot. That tells me that price can reject this level here, so why am I going to be greedy trying to go for a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio when I should probably close some of my positions and leave the rest running to see if we can catch that full TP, which was sitting over here. Unfortunately, we did just make 0.5 R to R on that trade. Price did decide to come back down and reject and tap us out at break even, which is completely fine. I'd rather take a 0.5 R to R trade than take either a no-win trade, meaning a break even trade, or a losing trade. So 0.5 risk reward made on that position right there. And then we're gonna go to US oil. On US oil, we noticed that price was sitting. Let me go up to the hourly time frame just so you guys can see a little better. This whole range over here, we started to break out of this range, but we also noticed that we have a level of resistance slash support sitting over here that we are deciding to actually respect right now. So all I did was wait for price to either come down to this area here and tap into this zone to maybe try to get buy positions from that zone, or just wait and see if price can come back up and target this area up here. Now, of course, guys, I was looking for a target zone of here as well on this position, just because we do have previous reactions at this level that we do have to keep in mind. So all we did was go down to a 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute time frame, you guys can start to see pretty much a candlestick pattern before reversals, right? So this is whenever you guys see a pattern that looks just like this, weakness in this candle, strength, that means that price could either come back up for a retracement or completely change the move to the upside. So we went down to the 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, you start to get that no trade range. This little no trade range sitting right there, and we waited for price to come back up. So we did also have a trend line sitting over here from this point to this point here, which is a pretty nice trend line to come down to the downside. Now, all I was looking for was either breakout or waiting for price to reject and react at that trend line to then take it to the downside. Right there, I executed the position. We took a buy position based off that bullish engulfing close outside of that trend line. If you notice, price is showing you momentum here. We put stop loss right below the inside of this trend line, because if we come back in the trend line, most likely going to lose the position. And then our first take profits were sitting right over here. So I'll be looking to close 50% of my position right there. Now, guys, remember, I do go for 1 to 2s, but in this position here, we have a chance that price could reject this whole zone here before coming back up, so we do have to keep that in mind. Also, this is a counter trend trade. If you're noticing, we were creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Now we might be creating that lower high, or maybe come up to create that lower high up here. So if it is a counter trend trade, I'm looking to take my profits as soon as possible. Price decides to just come back up here, and price just decides to push back up. Now, we almost hit my 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, which was sitting over here, but we didn't quite get there, so I'm pretty happy with my 50% closure at my 1 to 1 risk reward ratio. But don't worry, guys, I'm not gonna make this closure at 0.5 risk reward ratio a habit. This is just due to the fact of what I was seeing in the markets today, and what really made me close this position here was really these rejections here. If you go down to the 3-minute or the 5-minute time frame, you're gonna see start showing you signs that price doesn't want to come up and break that zone. So make sure you guys are always reading these candlesticks and seeing how you guys can actually catch these clues that the markets are giving you, so that you can then manage your trade according to the clues that you're getting. So at this point, we were up 1 R to R on the day, and then we went on to trade NAS 100. On NAS 100, you can call this a losing trade. I did tell people to get out at break even. The markets just started to range over here, so I kind of don't even want to break down this trade, but it was pretty simple. We did have like a small breakout zone here, sitting right over here. Price decided to come back up. Price decided to close above. We executed the position right here. Stop loss went below these lows over here, and we were going for a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio on this one, which is about a hit, which is kind of annoying. But once we saw this big range over here, we decided to tell the people in our chat right over here, we decided to tell them, I said light risk, actually out at break even, gonna wait till 8:30. We decided to just get out at break even after seeing all this choppiness over here, and good thing we got out at break even, because price did come back down and stop us out. But we decided to take a break even trade on that one, so we're still up 1 R to R on the day, which is pretty nice. So break even trade, we took two wins, 1 break even trade, and then I took this position here. Unfortunately, it didn't give us the chance to actually call the signal for it, because it just did move a lot. But we actually took this trade right over here. This trade was pretty much based off this 1 hour zone here starting to break out. We started to break out, and then I told the chat, I told them, guys, keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes on that 39,500 break today on US30, right? So 39,500, that's the zone I was looking for, and I knew that it was going to be a pretty big impulsive move to the upside. So I wanted my chat ready. If I couldn't call the signal, they could have executed it on their own, and we took this absolute freaking banger. I just held it for a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. We could have probably held it for a lot more, about a 1 to 4, almost a 1 to 5. but I got out at a 1 to 2. Another reason why I got out at 1 to 2 is because if you notice, we have that area sitting over here showing us signs that we could definitely reject this area here once again, which eventually we pushed through, but then came back down and held that level here as resistance, which was pretty clean. But the whole trade was based off this whole range breaking out of. We got that beautiful momentum candle showing us lots of signs that price can easily go bullish here. And then we got that pullback, and then we just executed based off this wick fill coming back up into the range. And if you notice on the 5-minute time frame, this was just a freaking nut, right? This is why I couldn't freaking call the trade, unfortunately. But hey, the chat knew exactly what I was looking for, what level I was looking for, what buys I was looking for, and I told them 39,500, wait for that break, and I hope a lot of people did take that trade. So that put us up here about a 3 R to R on the week. If you're risking 1% per trade, you made 3% today. Now, if you risk 2%, you made 6% today. So that's an absolute banger start to the week. At the end of the day, US30 was the banger. Literally 1 minute candle, you get a massive rocket to the upside. So there is a lot of news coming up here. I do want to talk about the news this week just so you guys can kind of understand what's gonna happen here. We do have news on Tuesday. We have news on Tuesday. Powell speaks. We all know how that's gonna go. That guy's a freaking cunt. And he decides to move the markets like crazy every single time he decides to open his freaking mouth. So I might look to stay away from those markets, but we'll see what happens. USD, another Powell testifies. Now we do have a lot of news every single day this week, so it is gonna be a fun week to trade if you guys are looking for those big massive moves like this one that we caught today. So make sure you guys keep an eye out on those news trades. For me personally, I just follow the technical side of things. I just think that it's an easier way to trade, and it's what I understand the most. I think price action is king. You can read all you want, you can look at your indicators all you want. I still believe that price action is the best way to trade because price action is what rules the market and will never get old. So make sure that you guys do that. Peace.